topic we can talk about is your relationship with the internet as far as like TikTok and stuff goes.
Oh, right on.
I feel like you come from such a DIY space, and I feel like TikTok and Instagram and the general socials is very much not that space.
I agree, but also I think,
or at least it hasn't been.
yeah,
Maybe more recently it's like coming into its own there, but
yeah, I enjoyed TikTok because it didn't feel like other spaces like YouTube and stuff. And I think that's why I gravitated. I've never been one to like try and make content of any form.
yeah,
So like you said, I come from a very DIY aspect of it, and nothing's more DIY than just picking up my phone and saying some shit into it and then hitting
that's
post.
true. While you're
And that's how
eating Taco Bell.
yeah, exactly. And that's I mean, I have high anxiety, and so I overthink constantly about a lot of things, which comes in handy with records. Like I'm very like I think about a lot of stuff, and a lot of cool ideas come from me just like overthinking. But when it comes to just like social media or just making decisions about what color I want to paint this studio room, it's
Yeah,
still gray because I just haven't made a decision yet. I overthink those constantly. So TikTok has really helped me. I come up with ideas of things I want to talk about, but then I just open my phone and I just start talking. And I like that aspect of TikTok because it's the most um personable way
yeah,
of like, and just like low stakes, like I can just talk into the camera and just say what I want to say about things. And I don't have to, make a thumbnail and, edit it and make it flashy or make sure the audio's good or my lighting is good. I don't do any of that because that's not important to me. But it's the only
sure.
platform where it's not important. It can be important, and you can do all those things and take pride in those things in your TikToks. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you don't have to do that. And I feel like every other platform, you have to really care.
Arguably, especially for TikTok, it's better if you don't care.
I think it is like I've gotten several comments with people just being like, I just like how you just talk to us, or it's like we're just chilling in the room together and you're talking about music. I'm like, that's cool because that's who I am, and I'm glad that comes across. And also, that's something that I've never had learning about music. It's not the like catchy, like flashy person talking to me, because I think that's kind of dorky, and I don't want to learn music
Yeah,
from a dork. Like I want to learn music from somebody who's cool. So yeah, so it's cool I can just be me, and people like that on there, and people like Greasy and Shane, who we're homies with, like they can also
yeah,
they're like fully themselves. Shane's just like this well put together dad, and he gets to talk about music, and Greasy is chaotic Greasy, and he gets to talk about
yep.
music, and we can all just learn from people like that, and it's really cool. um and yeah, I think that's why I like try and cut stuff down on TikTok that is like um like very like salesman-y, or
Yeah,
flashy in a bad way, that where you're not being true. That's
yeah.
why I try and cut it down because go
I'm
ahead.
trying to think. I found you. I can't remember if it was the Switchfoot video, which was hilarious, or
Thanks.
or uh, or it was you just ripping somebody for not putting sponsored post in their post. I can't
Oh,
remember
right
which
on.
one it was. I can't
Yeah, those
remember
are my
what it
two
was.
biggest videos, so it's probably one of those.
Probably one of
But
those.
yeah,
Yeah, it was something like
I
that. But
mean,
I think it's good for people to understand, one, how to take criticism. Number two,
yeah,
how criticism should be given. Because there are people that do it very poorly.
yeah,
Sure. But
yeah.
then I think I think you do it in a really good way of like, here's why what you said was wrong, and also here is like a better way to maybe say it the next time or something like
Yeah,
that,
because I never want to be like a dick on the internet, because I'm not
Sure.
a dick. Like I don't want to make people feel bad unless they're being like what's the
Asshats.
word I'm looking. Yeah, yeah. Unless they're like hiding stuff from people and being
Sure.
manipulative, and
Yeah.
then I just don't tolerate that, because like again, we came up in the same era where there was like nothing for us to like get information from except people like that.
Yeah.
And there were so many courses that I bought starting out thinking like, oh, I'm finally going to learn some stuff. And it was just like bad info
Mhm.
and it's just, I just was weeding through all that. And so when that stuff pops up on TikTok, I'm just like, I don't need this on here. So I'm just going to like try and shoot this down. So other people don't waste their time and get
Yeah.
bad info. I'm also more knowledgeable now than I was. So I have the ability to be like, hey, like that's just not true.
Yeah.
I don't listen to them, or they're like trying to sell you something and it's bullshit, or they're not telling you they're
Yeah.
trying to sell you something, and that's just wrong to me.
And
So
that's even worse.
um yeah, and like so it just doesn't it seems like it's the only platform that we can like keep that from happening, because it's everywhere else. Like, there's Instagram producers that like, post plugins all the time that there's no way to tell that they got that plugin for free. There's a really well-known producer that I know, not personally, but like I know that he gets all that stuff for free, and that's why he makes post after post after post about products, is because they're paying him to.
Sure.
And that sucks
And he
because
doesn't
like
have to
kids,
say anything about it. Yeah.
yeah, and kids are just, and he doesn't, we don't know if he actually, like I know he doesn't use them, but like kids don't know, so they're just buying up these products because he's posting about them. And I know that's what influencing is, like literally influencing, but we don't have to do that on TikTok because it's not really that way yet. For us, it is for like other
Yeah.
things, but like our community is so small that we can just be like, hey, like you're peddling stuff. And like TikTok has very clear guidelines. You're supposed to put ad or paid
Yeah,
partnership.
you have to. Yeah,
You
you have to
have
click
like
the paid partnership button
but
thing,
there's no
yeah.
policing. Yeah, exactly. There's no way to police that except us. We
Yeah.
and um so that's why I do it, is because like I don't know. I've spent years of my life just weeding through all that stuff. And I'm like, I don't have to like let this go. Like I can actually say something in this platform. So that's why I do it. And but
No,
yeah.
I find that very, I mean, I think that's very cool, man. I, I try, just business wise, it makes sense to do content, but also I enjoy just like conversing online with, I enjoy like this kind of what we're
Yeah,
doing right now. Like I just enjoy
totally.
like talking shop with people that are chill,
Yeah. I see
and
it as
like I
like the
feel like
modern forum, like recording
exactly,
forums that we
exactly.
used to go on. It's like that, but like I'm dyslexic, so I'm not very good at typing stuff or reading
Yeah.
stuff for that matter. So it's easier with videos. I can just like talk about something and reply to something with a video, and it's like I can just be in the community without having to be reading paragraphs of somebody. I can just, yeah, I like the video format of it. So yeah, I just see it as like a recording forum that we're all on now, and that's really cool. And then if some dickhead gets on the forum,
You boot them.
then we can boot him. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's just like moderating the forum
Yeah.
basically is all. And I don't want that to be my whole personality, because I still want to talk about music on there. I don't want to just be like on the lookout for people being dicks on there. So
Yeah. No, you got will for
and
that.
that's why I don't have to make those videos very often anymore, because people have slowed down being dumb on that platform,
Yeah.
and we get to talk about music more.
Yeah, I was gonna
It's
say
really cool.
Greasy's got you covered on that, bro. He'll scout
I
them out.
know. It's what's funny about that is like there's like people that we like have talked shit on
Sure.
that app and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, we talk about Streaky on there and stuff. But like, I was the first one to make a video about Streaky like a year ago.
Yeah.
But like everybody else took it like way farther,
Yeah.
and I was just kind of like faded into the background. I was like, all right, like I don't need to talk about this guy anymore. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so it's funny, like my first videos were just talking about people like that, and then
Yeah.
I kind of stopped doing it because like the whole community just started doing it. I'm like, all right, I guess I don't need to do this anymore. I would like check my phone and there's like 3 videos made about it already. I'm like, I don't need to add to this. Like I don't need to say anything, which is cool.
For
And
sure.
now I
Well, now
talk
you
about
just
like,
get to talk about stuff that you want to
yeah,
talk
it's
about.
sick. Yeah, now I'm just not the angry guy on TikTok anymore. I can talk about like, just vibes about producing. So it's cool. I like it, but I want to keep it that way. And so that's why every
Yeah.
once in a while I see something that I like talk about. So because yeah, it's really cool. I just really like it on there. I like talking to people, like getting to know. It's so good for like I've gotten so many like first time people who are making their first records from
Mhm.
TikTok because they see my content and they feel comfortable with me. And
Yeah,
they just like, they already kind of know me because I talk very like just like you and me are
yeah,
talking right now. I just
for
talk on
sure.
TikTok like that. So people see that and they're like, this guy could like maybe work on my record. And they email me and they're like, hey, like this is my first time working with somebody. Like, are you interested in doing this? And they're just comfortable enough to like reach out to
Yeah,
somebody for the first time. It's
yeah,
so scary. Like I remember coming up when I was in bands in high school, like I didn't know who to reach out to and I would get
yeah,
left on red all the time. But it's cool that it's like young artists that are on there like finding stuff out and learning about people, and then they could be like, oh, maybe this person could work with me, and they're comfortable enough like emailing me because I've made
yeah.
them comfortable enough because I'm
I
so
was gonna ask you
chill.
if you had gotten reached out to by people on TikTok just
Oh
like for
yeah, so
random work and
much.
stuff.
Yeah, a lot of mixing work.
Okay, which is
But
dope.
I'm getting, yeah, so dope because again, it's a lot of kids who are like, hey, I made this track, would you mix it? It's cool if you don't want to. I'm like, yeah, fucking send that shit to me. Like, I'll mix it right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
It's like, but people don't think that it's like that, or they don't know who to even. That a lot of people are like, yeah, I went on soundbetter.com and hired a random mix engineer, and they made my rock track sound like a trap track, and they
Yeah,
just didn't know who to contact, and they're finding their people, like whether it's me or somebody else that's like more niche in their subgenre or something like that. It's a way to find people, and you can vet people and see if you like them or not before you even have to work with them, which is really cool that you can kind of like get a vibe for the person you're working with. But yeah, I just made a TikTok recently that did really well, just talking about myself for the first time, and I got like 30 emails of people being like, hey, like I like your vibe, I want you to work on my stuff.
oh, is it the one where you were
So
like, hey, yeah, I can work on your stuff, just hit me up?
yeah, exactly, that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Like it got like 20,000 views, and like yeah, a ton of people hit me up because they were just like, I didn't know, like I don't know, like just never thought to actually hit you up, but you seem chill. And I think
Yeah,
I just made people comfortable enough to hit me up. And I think that's a barrier that doesn't get crossed a lot because people don't feel comfortable enough to do
for
something.
sure.
So I get help from TikTok a lot, which is really cool. And it's cool that they're just hitting me up because a lot of times they put in the email like, you just seemed chill and like I liked your vibe, so would you like to work on my music? So that's cool because I want to work with people who I connect with and that connect with me, and like like my personality,
Yeah,
because I think that gets imprinted on the music
for
regardless.
sure,
So
for sure. Like, yeah, like you said with Will, like it's all about like the vibe in the room and like you guys connecting with
yeah,
each other. And if they already feel
totally.
like you don't have to drive from Texas to to Philly to make sure that it's a cool vibe, like they can
Yeah,
be like, oh, this dude is already like, I I vibe with him, match his energy, like
totally.
we're a good match. Like I feel
Yeah, for the
comfortable working this dude working on my
yeah.
stuff, and he's gonna get what I'm going after, or be willing to be like, hey, this is kind of what I'm going for. Like,
Mhm.
here's what
Yeah,
I trust you
I
with
think
my stuff.
I yeah, I think a large part of it was like showing that I worked with like shoegaze stuff and like things that in that genre. And then a lot of people who are into shoegaze are like, oh, like it's such a thing. Like you could just hit up a random mixer and they just not know what you're going for. And it
100%.
and you're just like wasted your time because you can't get a refund on a mix. They already did the time.
Yeah.
Like I'm big on like no refunds on
Hey,
mixing
man,
because like I already
it
I
won't
already put
stop
in my
people
time.
from trying.
I know. But like that's why I try and like I
Yeah.
always ask for like a demo and be like, what are you going for? And then if it's like I'm good at everything, like not to sound egotistical, but like I can get
No,
there,
but
at
yeah.
least with mixing, and just be
Mhm.
like, let me just make sure. Because I just want to make sure because I'm not getting the hey, this wasn't what I was going for message. I want to try and nail it. And
Yeah.
like again, luckily TikTok, like I made that TikTok and be like, this is who I work with. And a ton of people are like, I'm going for that sound. So I know you can do it because I jammed that record that you did. I'm like, cool. Send me the tracks. Done. Like I'll nail it. Because you
Yeah.
already know I nailed it. I
Sick.
nailed it once. I can.
Yeah.
So I think especially with mixers, like as a producer, I always try and meet with people and like just make sure we vibe because we're going to be in person a lot and like
Yeah.
hanging and trying to, getting personal. I'm going to like be reading your lyrics and I'm going to be like breaking down what a song is about and like really diving into like the track with
Yeah,
you. And that's
it's
really personable. So
mini
if you don't like
therapy.
me, yeah, exactly. I'm going to tell you how to sing something based on like what this song is about,
Yeah,
and if you don't vibe with me, that's going to be like a nightmare for me and for you. But for mixing, it's mostly just like hitting people up through emails. So for people to know that their mixer's personality and style and vibe just from like making some TikToks, like I think that's really beneficial because now people know me to a certain degree,
for
um,
sure.
and that you just don't get that with like mixers as much, because they're just a faceless email. So I think that's been really cool as like a mixer to just have people hit me up being like, I think you're cool. All right, sick. Then we're gonna work together.
Yeah,
And then if you have a billion mixer revisions, it's fine because like we're already on that like level, and I can like,
yeah,
even through email, I get this vibe that we're like, oh, we're homies now. You
yeah,
know
yeah,
who I
yeah, yeah,
am. We
exactly.
can
Yeah,
get to the finish line somehow together as a
yeah.
unit,
We will
which is my
get
big thing.
there.
Yeah,
Exactly. We will get there together. Like I can link
yeah,
arms with
totally.
you, and we can go through down this path of revising
Yeah,
this thing and making it what you want to be.
totally. And like sometimes when I get hit up by people who don't know me, I don't feel like when they give a mixed note I don't agree with, I could, if I at least know that they know me, then I can be like, hey,
Hmm.
do you trust me on this? Because I think this is the way you want to go on this like particular note, and I don't think this is like in the best interest of the song. But at the end of the day, it's your song, do you? But like, if it's just a random person who doesn't know me, then I don't feel like I'm comfortable enough saying that. But if they found me through TikTok and they know my vibe and they know my, you know, uh, catalog
General
and just like what
personality. Yeah.
yeah, my personality, then there's just like, hey, we're homies now. I can be honest with you, like I don't agree with that. Like I don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
but not in a
I think
dick
that
way
might mess
because
some stuff up. Yeah.
yeah, like I think especially again, I work with a lot of like new artists
Hmm.
that don't necessarily know certain things, and I can be like, hey, you're wanting this, but as soon as you like take this to a car, it's gonna do this and it's gonna be weird. So like
Hmm.
maybe meet in the middle, like I can like give my expertise without being like I know better than you. I've
Yeah.
done this. Like nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Especially with their song.
Yeah.
So it's been nice to get hit up and people kind of know me, so I feel
Yeah.
comfortable helping them out with stuff still.